Let's talk about scale integration in produce. Weighing things, it's important because you want some kind of automatic way of counting stuff that's coming in. And in produce, we're often dealing, or most of the time, dealing with weight. And of course, in order to get the weight, we need to weigh it. And if you're weighing things in constantly, you need to have a automatic integration to your ERP. So like a lot of companies don't have that. So they would be weighing stuff and then typing in a terminal what's coming in. And there's someone doing that. And that's, of course, risky because you might make user errors, type in the wrong thing. And if it's the wrong thing, it's going to throw off your numbers. And, as we know with data, if it's garbage data, it's garbage in, garbage out, you're not going to have accurate stuff. And fixing things backwards is not great. You want to have it right coming in and somehow be able to kind of guarantee that the things are coming correctly in. And of course, integrating your scale into the flow is just a great way to do that. Because once the scale is integrated, the user doesn't really have to do anything, and the data is perfect, pretty much perfect. I mean, obviously there can still be mistakes made, but it's a lot less risky. And scale integrations are a little tricky if you think about it. Like, and that's why you don't see it everywhere, because it's you have high flow. And you might be scaling stuff in, and the ERP is in the cloud. So like if the flow of data is pretty high and the ERP is in the cloud, you might be thinking, okay, so that's going to be a problem because there's latency from the data, from this scale going into the cloud. And is the cloud ready for that? My internet might actually not be great. So all these calls to the cloud are gonna, maybe fail. So, but we've already accommodated for that. So with the ERP in the cloud, we have something called optimistic concurrency, where when the data is being sent, it doesn't have to wait for the data to be accepted in order to send the next one. So, and that's a key thing. It actually works in all user inputs. So you could be sending data and the cloud, if it's not fast enough, for some reason the internet is slower or some kind of connection issue, it queues up and it just keeps taking in the stuff, and then it processes it as it's getting to it, so that the user doesn't really see any latency or hiccups. And that's key. And if the data that's going into the cloud is always the same, the risk of it not being processed correctly is minimal. And so scale integration, great way to streamline your operations and get accurate data in. In the produce industry, absolutely vital because we're working with weights a lot there. And if you have to do it manually, it's a nightmare when things come in incorrectly and they have to be fixed. Your cost is off, your outputs could be off, your yields are off. So you don't want that. You want to try to get super accuracy. And of course you should use technology to improve your accuracy. So, and we have worked on scale integrations a lot at Enacta Food. Being in food, weight is important. And if weight is important, we need scales. And if we have scales, they should be integrated, right? Pretty straightforward.